So, Dawn Trail is almost upon us, and as the moon of Endwalker settles on the horizon, I thought I'd take some moments to reflect on the path that brought me here. This video is more or less a reflection for myself. I want to remember where I began, what I accomplished, and where I've ended up. Final Fantasy XIV has become my favourite game of all time, and I'll be surprised to see something else come along and grip me as much as it has. Of course, it all started somewhere, and believe it or not, I actually really didn't like this game at first. I started playing just before Endwalker came out at the end of Shadowbringers. I was actually recommended by a friend to jump into the action and the hype surrounding the new expansion, and I saw the cinematic trailer for Endwalker before I even tried out the game. I wasn't entirely new to MMOs, but by the definition of not new, I had played a decent amount of Wildstar and early levels of Swordor, but in those games I was new to the genre, and I still was. I leveled, did quests, I engaged myself in the world and characters. I did a few world bosses too, but I didn't really know how a dungeon worked, how the Holy Trinity worked, what an open or a rotation was. To be totally honest, I was the average casual player, one who doesn't necessarily make it to the level cap, and to play on and off. After Wildstar shut down, I distanced myself from MMOs for a few years. None really piqued my interest at all. And when I picked up Final Fantasy in 2021, I just really didn't dig it. I didn't like the graphics, I didn't like the tap targeting, the questing, but to be honest, at first I never really gave it an actual shot, like I did with previous MMOs. I simply played it to say I had tried it to my friend, and then I put it down for many months, which I still regret. Until Endwalker was right around the corner, I ended up watching the Endwalker trailer again, and to be honest, the music just stuck in my head, especially the Heavensward motif, which I wasn't aware of at the time. I felt like it was time to really give another MMO a chance. I wanted to jump in and give it a try. I even bought a Fanta to redesign my character, and this time, the world and my Warrior of Light just clicked. I took in the sights, I played the story, I understood the basics of taking dungeons with my Paladin throughout ARR. I even pre-ordered Endwalker in anticipation to try out the new Red Mage and Samurai at level 50, which at the time were not included in the free trial. As soon as I unlocked the Red Mage and took down the ultimate weapon, I was sold. I wanted to see what was next, and with no clear goals of what I really wanted to do in this MMORPG, I wanted to experience the story and collect new cool gear and glam for my Warrior of Light. I discovered new features, new content and experiences I missed. It was rewarding to me to discover all of these things, and I never felt like I was under any pressure to rush or get things done. I was able to take things slow and smell the roses. It actually took me about 8 months to finish the main story quest on and off. And by the time I got to the ending of Realm Reborn and watched the Heavensward trailer for the very first time, oh boy, did I finally understand what people enjoyed about this game. From stepping into Ishgard for the first time, I felt like the story had led me to accomplish something. My first personal goal was done from here, and I just really enjoyed it. My friend who introduced me to the game invited me to a very lovely FC and Discord server full of wonderful people who were eager to help me sprout out like myself. I always had an FC house to hang out at and talk with people, and friends to help me queue into duties. I also have very fond memories of sitting around the FC campfire and talking about the game, but also life, staying up a bit later than I should have. It wasn't long before I even got to know a bunch of people in real life through the connection in this game and a common interest. It was the MMO experience I just really wish that I had done sooner. I still wasn't very good at the game. Sorry past me, but it's true. But that's okay. I didn't know openers, double weaving. I had pretty bad ping from playing Australia to Japan, but I enjoyed the combat still, and for the longest time it was the community, my friends cheering me on and asking me what I thought about the predictions after the MSQ, and the payoff for the MSQ moments, and collecting glam that just kept me going. In Shadowbringers, I took an off path and delved into Bosia for the first time. This is where I realized I was a very average casual player, because the mobs and fates here really kicked my ass. It was great. Here, I felt like the devs were actually really trying their best to kill me. I saw for the first time layering of mechanics and even baiting me into false safe spots. Nothing crazy difficult, mind you, but it required decent game sense from the player and to make the most of your job kit available to you. This zone planted the seed in me. I wanted to experience truly hard content and climb the ladder. And what was at the top? I had to go and find out. I already loved everything else about the game. Oh my god.
There he is in all his glory!
I wasn't even finished with the MSQ yet, but I had my eyes set. I knew what I wanted to do once I was finished. From here on out, I finished Endwalker. I put an end to the 10-year-long story arc, the Hydaelyn and Zodiac saga I had heard so much praise about. I really enjoyed the main story, from the characters to the development they get, and the lore of the world is just also interesting to me. It's been almost 2 years now since I finished Endwalker, and so much has happened. I delved into almost every corner of the game now. I went back to finish Save the Queen, I finished Eureka, I unlocked and did all the old side content, and the raids are just so peak.
Ready? Oh.
He's 3. Walk. Getting missions now. Make sure foot's good. I'll provoke first. Don't forget your in positions.
Nothing beats the spectacle of these big battles. Lots of players running around working together to take them down. It's just so cool. And when you step into the hard content, its mechanical complexity and the fight design just shines. Combined with the battle system, it just all works so well, and it's very rewarding when you can pull it off. And add to that, the game's soundtrack just never misses. Unique tracks for every duty, a range of genres and vibes, recurring leitmotifs that play homage to past events that brought you here. The community just loves this stuff, and everyone is brought together by it, and it's just all around good vibes, and there's so many good things to look forward to. I really feel the hype with the new expansion around the corner. God, Extreme was such a difficulty spike. When I finished Endwalker, it was during patch 6.2. The current rate tier was Abyssos, and even though 6.3 was just about out, I really wanted in. I thought I'd dip my toes into the waters of harder content with Extreme, which at the time was Rubricante, and back then I still didn't know about VPNs or using the cousins, and the mechanical complexity was quite the adjustment, with this fight in particular, for those who know. I didn't exactly have a static either, so I learned mostly through Party Finder. This was so different to what I was used to, and there's lots of thought and consequence behind the mechanics, on top of having a more strict damage and gear requirement compared to normal mode content. Eventually though I made it through, and wow, that was such an accomplishment. It felt good. All that practice and effort had actually paid off. And I've gotten so far into my script, I'm yet to even talk about the number one thing that led me to here in the first place. I tried Savage, the next step up, and at the time this tier was Abyssos. It was rough. challenging, and on my ping we most certainly saw plenty of enrages, especially the Hephaestus. I was always worried about wasting people's time, and that led me to worry a little too much. Over my time raiding though, I learned a bunch of important skills, mechanical skills, and learning common mechanics, sure. But as I climbed this ladder, it was evident you needed a really good mental fortitude. The attitude of, it is what it is, go again. Savage combines everything you've learned about the game's combat and then some, so you have to expect to die. A lot. But after every wipe, you just have to pick yourself up and push on. No other game has given me this type of experience, and although I really tried with the Bissos, unfortunately it was really hard for me while I was still grasping the fundamentals of Savage. I never ended up clearing Bissos. My furthest was Enrage on P1 of P8S. Party Finder and the hours of waiting burned me out on it, so I took a little bit of a break. I did eventually come back to it in 6.55 in order to beat top, but not when it was current.
Refuse to.
If I see a
Starting
tree,
from-
I will murder you.
I refuse to make makes it.
For a long while, I was just content that maybe I wasn't cut out for this type of content, so I just dropped it, and in that time, it led me to Uwu, the Weapons Refrain Ultimate. Ultimates are a step above Savage, a true challenge mode. I started my adventure into Ultimates through Uwu in the Party Finder. Though T was my end goal, I always heard that Uwu was a better starting point, and it was true for a player like me at the time. I wanted to fill in the time between when I quit P8S and the upcoming Savage update. I ended up making it to the end of Titan, but when 6.4 with Anabasios came out, I ended up dropping it. But I did make a connection with someone who I played with all the time in that Party Finder, and I decided to take another break from raiding. This Savage tier though, was where I really started playing the game. After the first week of Savage, I thought, why not give it another try? I was watching from the sidelines, but I was now a Gunbreaker main, and I ended up forming a semi-static out of people I met in PF, and we ended up taking down P9S through P11S pretty fast. Except this guy. It was great fun. After reaching P2 of P12S, I ended up leaving due to daylight savings messing up my time zone, so I decided to use my new experience to go back to Ultimates again. I reconnected with that individual I met in Uwu, and together we took on T. A lot of us became very good friends during that period. The struggles and hardships of clearing content like that was a good opportunity to talk with the people you spend so much time with, and this is what made me fall in love with raiding. To lots of people, the initial goal, or even their current goal, is just a shiny weapon and title, but honestly I've grown past that now. It doesn't matter what content I'm doing, I just like experiencing with other people. The combined effort of trying to push through and claim that prize, I've made lots of memories and lasting friendships through this. After T, we went back and put an end to Uwu as well, and more recently we took down both DSR and Top as well. It's been a crazy 2.5 years, and I've come pretty damn far. I've made lots of connections and friends, some good and some bad memories. So, to answer that question of,
has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
I'd say yes, and I would do it all over again. I'm all caught up now to begin this new adventure along with everyone else for the first time, and honestly, while not everything in life is easy, it feels a whole lot better since I found this game. Even though I joined with no clear goal of what I wanted out of the game other than to do some story and get some of that sweet power fantasy. I'm sorry if I've rambled on for too long, but I understand now how much this game means to so many people. It's corny, but I want to record myself how my journey has been so far. Now that I've delved into high-end content and I'm starting to know the ins and outs, I understand not everything is perfect and there's always room for improvement with FF14, but I do hope the devs take on feedback and they give us the best version of the game they can. They are very passionate people, so I do hope for the best, but to me, it doesn't matter if these big requests come in or not. I'll still probably be playing, until it gets shut down. I'll eventually run out low on things to do, but to me, that just means I get more time to enjoy heaps of other games out there, and I'm not so far behind when I want to jump back in. In fact, I've not even unsubbed at all in the last 2 years, so for now, I'll see myself in Eorzea and beyond for a good while.
Oh, Sage.
Hey.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
Wait, don't jinx it yet, please.
It's okay. We fucking got it, guys. That's it.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yes! Woo!
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Yep, last DPSLB. 2 minutes coming up. What if you have? Two minutes. This looks kinda dicey.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Oh wait. Okay, good.
It's dead. Well done!
It's
I told you.
Congrats,
You got it.
everyone.
Holy
Congratulations.
shit.
Congrats on
Fuck
your
this
game.
chicken, man. I'm getting my KFC. Holy shit.
Oh, holy moly.
Congrats, boys. I'm just glad it's fine.